got some beef in the game with Mr. Henry Cejudo. What's going on there?
Acting like we don't live in the same town, and I see him like at all these events, I'm like.
Besides yourself, who would you think has the best shot at beating Merab?
I had high hopes for Sean leading into that one. If Sean had like the defense, like say like Sandhagen was able to get up, pretty much every single time.
Are they setting you up to go lose to Umar?
If I win, I just want it to be like cut and clear that I won. And if they did somehow rob me,
say all goes well, you beat this guy, what's the next step? Are you getting a title shot?
No, I'm not really worried about those guys. I think I have like the chance to really shake up like the division. Otherwise,
have you been watching Merab versus Umar since you're about to face Umar?
But from what I've seen in that fight, it kind of looked like when the going gets tough, he kind of.
Boom! What's up, everybody? We're back, Overdogs podcast. Before our guest comes on, man, we got a few things we can run through. UFC,
Wait, first let's talk about how you healing up, bro. How you healing up? I know you walked out of there just fine, but how you healing up? How you feeling?
Let's talk about how you're healing up after that.
Positive
colonoscopy exam that you got. How's your rectum feeling?
It's okay, man. It's okay. You gotta take certain precautions. I'm gonna be a dad, so.
Yeah, man. Feeling good. Life is good. Just staying busy. Gotta stay active and on point through all the BS. While others ain't doing nothing, I got something I'm doing. So that's a positive. Talk about the fight game, man. UFC 320 was the same night as my fight. So I was up against, we fought a little earlier so that Alex Pereira could have the real main event that night. Merab got the job done. He's just a machine, isn't he? So, we're going to talk to our guest today about how they would see a fight going, what they might do against the machine Merab Dvalishvili. Always fun to see new insights on, how you attack something like that. A guy that just doesn't get tired, doesn't quit, just always positive. We all should be a little more like Merab.
Yeah. But did you see how they announced his fight and he didn't even know? He was just sitting there on the Ariel show? And Ariel was like, yeah, Dana just announced you're fighting in December. And he was all, what? Oh, hell yeah. Like, that dude is a machine. What did you watch the Brazilian fights this weekend?
Charles Oliveira gets the win again. We had our guest on who did not show up. He showed up, but he got in the ring and he got overwhelmed by the pressure of the beast that is Charles do Bronx. He showed us. We kept asking that question: is Charles coming back too soon after being KO'd? He didn't care about that. He's a beast, man. He's just always back to training. Such a star in his country. Jumps over the ring, over the cage, and into the crowd. He's just having the greatest time with his people out there, man. Gotta love that. Happy to see it.
What do you think about him fighting Max Holloway for a BMF belt? That's the move, in my opinion.
Charles Oliveira against Max Holloway for the BMF?
That's what he wants. Yeah, he wants to fight Max for the BMF belt next, yeah.
Where? Yeah, why wouldn't Max want to do that?
I think he does. Yeah, he beat him before.
I think
that was that one I think that Charles
for Max at 155. I thought Max looked incredible at 155 when he fought Gaethje. Oh my gosh,
dude,
he was on point that night.
And Poirier, bro.
And then I thought he kind of loses something when he goes down to 45, and then he goes 55, and then he goes right back to 45, and then we see him lose. And it's like, dude, you looked awesome at 155. It was like a new, just a a new leader in the division, and then it's like, fighters we take these fights. I just talked with a coach yesterday, and he was talking about going to the Contender Series, and that people were like, why did you take this fight one weight class up? A 170-pounder took a fight at 185 to get on the Contender Series and give it a shot. And I said, I think that for a fighter, for the journey, it's always better to take the challenge. We take challenges. We don't see ourselves winning and end up winning. And then we take challenges. We don't see ourselves winning and don't end up winning. That happens sometimes. And it's like, either way, at least you took the challenge. You tried your best. I think that's more important. This day and age, it's really getting lost where, to try to attempt to be great and to put yourself out there and get in the ring and to take the training camp and take the challenge head on. People just hate so much, but like, who cares what anyone outside of the ring has to say at all? They're going to talk about it, whether it's positive or negative. They're going to talk about it, and you don't even have to respond. You don't have to respond to any of these comments or anything that anyone says, because none of them are there. None of them are in your shoes. None of them are doing it. None of them are stepping in the ring. None of them are trying at all. They're just standing on the outside blabbering. Yeah. So they're going to be there. That's always going to be there. Those people blabbering. Just, to be an entity in the media and the online platforms and have to talk and communicate with this business, and then just to be shunned, it seems a little exhausting at times. But it's like, why would I let you slow me down then? If you're going to say it regardless, yay or nay, positive or negative, whatever they say, if they're going to say these things, why would I let you slow me down? Why wouldn't I say more wild things? You know what I mean? I want to keep it on point. I want to keep it on target and be as close to right as I can be. And I've always been that way. And that's why we've had the success we've had. All truth and honesty.
Anyone been giving you about the Stevens fight? You got any of those trolls? Anybody? Like, because I don't know what you could talk about that fight. Like, he wasn't big enough. Like, he wasn't big. And it's like, well, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. If, challenges come and go, man. What do I not take the challenge because someone was in a different weight class sometimes, or right. They had some wins, they strung some things together, and bare knuckle had some experience. So take the challenge, take your money, and just keep it moving on to the next.
Is there any time frame, or like, are you targeting when do you think you'll fight again?
Man, business-wise, I got a lot of things I need to build up. The thing about fighting is, like, anyone could be your last one, and until they call again or need to make sense of it. It's not like I'm back in the gym training just yet, and things like that. So I'm going to try to build the platforms on everything that I've been working on so hard for all the time outside of the ring. And then I finally get back in the ring. I have a great performance. It was a good little fight. And we succeeded. So, just see where it goes from here. build off of it where I can, and wait for the right thing to take to show itself, because honestly, with what I've built in combat sports, my name, my face, King of Violence, Platinum Boxing, I think that speaks a lot for itself, and it doesn't really matter, but as long as I'm doing good, life is to be had. So
Yeah.
Fighting is a cold world. It's a tough game, tough sport. Apparently, there's lots of knuckleheads who think they deserve something and have never done a thing. So I've constantly
you've
just
grown
been
yourself.
working, and that never ends. That is just this. It's like just a bunch of zombies. Like if you aimed a gun out in a crowd full of zombies, and you hit one, and there's just a million more. There's just a million more. It's like you can't do them all. You don't have enough ammo. So it's like you have to look at that and be like, what are our options? I could just stay right here. In a zombie movie, that's usually never the plan. That's usually never what they go with. They're never like, we're safe right here, let's just stay right here.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to run out of food. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We got to get out of here. But, we'll get to that another time. It looks like maybe our guest is here. All right, let's bring him in. Mario Bautista at his UFC fight coming up. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, man.
Well, cheers, man. You've been on a tear in the UFC, and you got some connections. You got some beef in the game with Mr. Henry Cejudo. What's going on there?
Oh, he just got on Twitter, acting like we don't live in the same town, and I see him like at all these events, I'm like, we're gonna run into each other one of these days, and that's exactly what happened. So I just asked him about it, see if he wanted to get down, and then that I guess he didn't want to, so made up a bunch of excuses.
Makes sense. So 2 weeks now coming off of Merab's performance. Merab gets called back into the ring in December. What did you think of Merab's performance, and what do you think about his style?
I thought he looked great, of course he always comes out, the nickname fits him perfect, the machine. He's always getting after and everything, and he makes like that style exciting. Sometimes like they don't want to see like wrestlers and this and that, but he makes it exciting. He's always on that gas pedal, pushing it hard and getting better. And I was surprised he rocked Cory, because I did not expect that at all. So he's getting better about it.
Definitely is if you all goes well with your next matchup and everything, looking at you moving towards that title, is how would you see yourself facing someone like Merab? What would you do in that position?
Well, first I always make sure I come in shape, so I kind of feel like I would kind of be on an even playing field with him in that aspect. But you'd have to hurt him, you have to work that body, I think, over time, that way he doesn't, catch up on you with rounds 3, 4, and 5. So I think working that body early would pay off quite a bit, and it showed off in that O'Malley fight. Sean like teeped him in the last round, and like he just rubbed his stomach like he was hungry, just like ran back, and like, so you could tell like it will hurt him. So I think if you start early on that, it'll pay dividends in the end.
Makes a lot of sense. So Merab facing Petr Yan for the second time. Do you have a prediction for that fight?
I have Merab in that, but things have came out lately that Peter, might have hurt his hand prior to that fight, because I guess in the stats it shows like he didn't really throw his right hand too much. I think he threw it twice per round, so maybe something was up with him. But even then, I still kind of see Merab winning that fight, just with his usual, just his style.
besides yourself, who would you think has the best shot at beating Merab?
I think it'd have to be someone, I thought it was Sean, O'Malley, it would have to be someone that you have to put him out, he's not going to stop coming. So you have to be, you're going to have to put him out or hurt him really bad. So those types of guys like in the division, guys that could really hurt him or just finish him in that sense. Cause, like I said, he's not going to stop coming at you. So you got to put him away. And I thought someone like Sean, I thought really had a good chance with that. Someone that could snipe him on the feet and that has really good takedown defense, is able to get back and then able to hurt him. So,
well, what happened in the second matchup with Sean? He gave him a good fight in the first one. He landed that body shot in the 5th round of the first fight. And then the second fight, was it Merab's preparation for the second fight, or was it a mistake maybe somewhere Sean O'Malley made?
You know what? I'm not too sure. I had high hopes for Sean leading into that one. You're coming into a second fight. You kind of work on the things that you need to work on. And quit smoking, did all this and that. But yeah, just Merab, I guess, just got better in that meantime. If Sean had the defense, like Sandhagen was able to get up, pretty much every single time. Mm-hmm. But if Sandhagen had Sean's power and, able to find that chin, I think that'd be a totally different fight. But those are my thoughts on it.
Tough ifs in this game.
It's
huh?
all a toss up and all a gamble out there. So easier said than done.
So have you been watching Merab versus Umar since you're about to face Umar? And, can you let us in on any of the plans? Not too much. We don't want to give them too much ahead of your fight.
You're all good. No, you got to see Umar kind of test it a little bit. I think he has great skills. He's a good striker that most people kind of forget about because the camp he comes from, it's just a bunch of grapplers and wrestlers. But he can strike, But from what I've seen in that fight, to me, and this is Merab we're talking about, to me, it kind of looked like when the going gets tough, he kind of dies down a little bit. And I feel like that's what happened in those later rounds. It just kind of seemed like Merab wanted it a little bit more, and he was able to pull away with the win. So those are the types of things I look at. Not so much like skill set. It's just more of his willingness to keep fighting.
If you can put the fight anywhere, whether it's standing at a kickboxing range or in on the wrestling, is there anything Umar has you worried about, or are you confident wherever the fight goes?
No, I'm confident wherever the fight goes. Whether it's standing, grappling, preferably. I just don't want to be on bottom. That's the only thing. I just don't want to be on bottom and get stuck somewhere. If I'm on top, that's fine. And if we're standing up, that's fine. But I think it's just going to come down to who gets the better takedowns and who has better control on top. So yeah. And I'd like to play in the clinch a little bit too, kind of rough them up a little bit. So, but I'm prepared for, I think this fight's going to go everywhere, to be honest. I think it's going to be stand up, clinch, a ground game. That's the way I envision it going.
Do you do situational training where, for example, say you're already tired, you're 4 rounds in, and then your coaches have a guy get on top of you, so you're on bottom in the 4th round, really, heading into the championship rounds, and you got to work at your hardest. Do you do situations like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like on our wrestling days, we'll go on our hard wrestling days, and then towards the end there, it'll go into situations. So you have the guy start on your back, and you kind of have a minute to escape, and you can go all out for a minute, give it your best. And if you escape, you win basically. So we do that, starting on top, just always working to get up. My coach, he's a jiu-jitsu guy, right? But he understands you cannot be on bottom. You cannot be playing jiu-jitsu on bottom, going for arm bars and stuff. And the idea is always just to get up and get on your feet or end up on top. So Yeah, we're always working that stuff.
I got one here. Your fight was obviously supposed to happen this weekend, and it got moved to Abu Dhabi 2 weeks from now. Well, how did that happen? Two-parter. And are you concerned, like, with judging over there? We've seen some odd decisions come out, like the Paul Hughes fight that just happened. Are you concerned? And why did the fight move?
Yeah, the fight was supposed to. Yeah, we were supposed to. There's talks about us being the main event, right? And then I didn't get a contract or anything for that. And then we got moved to like the undercard, and someone else was supposed to be the main event. And then that one was like a little weird, like someone fell out of that. So it was just all kind of weird to begin with. And then we just got moved a week later, and it turned into a 3-round fight. And then as far as what was the second part of that question? I'm sorry.
Like, are you worried about the judging?
Because I mean, yes and no. I'm not worried about the judging too much. It's just like the crowd, because I heard like they take the commission over there. So like the commission, maybe like from the Vegas commission, they'll take them out there.
Yeah.
Is that what happened with the Paul Hughes fight? They had a
couple. I think there were 2 and maybe 1 local one. Or something like that.
So I try not to worry about that, man. Even being over there, if I win, I just want it to be like cut and clear that I won. I don't want it to be close, And I'm going out there with the intention of trying to finish him, because I want that title shot, because that's what's going to stand me out from the rest of these other guys to get a title shot. So I'm going in there with the intentions to kind of finish him. And then if not, I want it to be just pretty much one-sided, a one-sided decision where they can't do that. And if they did somehow rob me, it would just be like an uproar in like the MMA community, and like everyone would know, like, yup, Mario for sure won, and this is a complete robbery. So, yeah, go ahead.
Like as a fan, because I'm not trying to get you to say anything or get you in trouble, but like as a fan, I'm sitting here and you're supposed to have a 5-round fight with Umar, and then the fight gets moved back. You're now in like a place he's going to be massively supported. And you cut the fight down to 3. I think you'd prefer 5. I believe you said you'd prefer 5. It's almost like, are they setting you up to go lose to Umar? I mean, that as a fan, dude, it just looks weird. You just gave him everything he wants almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I see that. I get it, but like, man, I'm just not letting it bother me, because it's a fight, and I've always kind of like been an underdog, like most of my fights anyway. So I'm not letting it bother me. I'm going to go out there and fight my best. And like I said, if I do my best, I win this fight, like hands down, even no matter who's on his side, where we're at, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there and give it my best. And, I see myself winning.
Hell yeah. Respect.
Where does that confidence come from?
Pushing myself in training, man. It's just really pushing myself 100%, on these conditioning days, pushing myself, and then seeing it every week. Like, we'll do like our, I guess we call it like the Shark Tank rounds. You start off like 6 weeks out, you have a live round. Next week, you might move to 2 guys, so you get a fresh guy each round. And then you have your last like couple of weeks where you do your three rounds of fresh guy each round. And like, you're able to keep up with everyone in those rounds, even your third one, you're making it competitive. So you see yourself like building. And that's where I'm at right now. So I feel pretty good, with good conditioning, you can get kind of rocked. You can recover. You can make better decisions. You can stay in it more mentally. So that's where my confidence comes from. I like to feel ready for these fights, and I do get prepared very well. So
that's great. The MMA Labs gym is known for creating some pretty awesome fighters like yourself and Sean O'Malley. Is it just their teachings, or what can you accredit to at the gym for y'all's success?
I would say kind of like that family atmosphere. You have brothers and sisters there, and then also we have like coach. He'll hold everyone accountable for showing up to practice. I've heard of like other gyms, we're training at this time, have oh, I'm gonna have my group of guys come in, like your little crew come in and they'll do rounds, and then some of them will be missing some days or they'll be training here. No, like we're all in-house. We're all here on the same day. When we have to do rounds, he lets everyone know, hey, be here Saturday. We got a bunch of rounds to do. Everyone be here for your teammates. And then as soon as I'm done with this fight, whoever has a fight coming up next, I'm gonna be there for them, doing the best I can to give them rounds, give them different looks, and help them get ready for their fights. So I think it's just like the community and family oriented kind of feel that we have there.
That's great. Do you guys have any good family fighting stories over there? Sparring
You know
day?
what? Yeah, sometimes we have our brothers, teammates anyway, kind of getting little fights with each other there at the gym. But yeah, we've had a few guys there. I don't know if you know what, John Moraga. He used to train at our gym. Yeah,
Okay.
That's a huge
yeah,
throwback.
you guys remember him, right? He fought for the title for Demetrius.
Absolutely, yeah. John
Yeah,
Moraga,
so
yeah.
he's a little hood. And I love him. I love him. He's a great guy. But towards the end there, he started getting a little crazy with some of the teammates and the coaches there. So, and he was, he's that type of guy. He'll spar with one guy. He feels like he kind of didn't get the better. He'll say, hey, next round, let's keep going. Or that timer goes off and they just keep going. There is no timer. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, he eventually left. So it doesn't get too crazy over there. There's kids and families there and everything. So we try to stop that before anything gets too crazy.
Can't be giving the fights away in the gym for free. We all fight for money,
Yeah.
and some people just want to fight for the hell of it,
Yeah.
and just to prove a point or for pride when pride doesn't pay a bill.
We have a few hotheads in there, and I love them. That's the thing. Like they're my brothers.
Right.
Like that's just the way they are. So like we had John Moraga. You guys know Alex Caceres. He can get a little bit heated sometimes. And a few other guys, like a couple amateurs and stuff. Once you start throwing, like I said, like that timer can go off and they're still throwing. So it's funny to me, but at the same time, it's not.
Alex moved out that way, huh? From the East Coast.
Yeah, so he was
there?
in Miami, and then he moved out here. So,
Right.
And he comes from like that. I remember watching him when I would look up like Kimbo Slice videos. I remember seeing him fight like in backyard fights and everything. So he still has that mentality a little bit, which is great. It's worked out for him. He's had probably like the most UFC fights at our gym and whatnot, and probably the most bonuses and stuff. So it's working out for him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's fought for Dirty Boxing Championships as well. Have you
Yeah, I've
seen
seen
that?
his last one. Yeah, I think he won with like a good body shot there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Some good fights, upper body striking, stand up.
Some-
We got a little highlight clip if our producers want to post it. It's an all new sport. We keep things striking, standing, and we do have ground and pound though to get those fights finished. And we got a little highlight tape recap right here. DBX 3. The DBX 4 is coming up October 30th. Ooh. Gotta love those. Had some big stars in the building. Nate Diaz showed up. Big slobber knockers, slugfest. Love those. Bryan Battle, he's got another one coming up. DBX4 at the end of the month. Excited to see that one. Big Shaq Diesel in the house. That was a wild finish. No one saw it coming. And then the heavyweight champ, DBX champ. Big power shots from Jairzinho Rosenstrike there.
Nice.
We got the biggest, heaviest heavyweight belt in combat sports at Dirty Boxing Championship. It's the biggest belt possible. Took up his whole king-size bed there. So that's Dirty Boxing, man. I have a lot of fun commentating and talking with the fighters and representing for the stand-up striking community of combat sports. The sport was kind of made from sluggers and MMA, you know, we kind of train that way at a lot of gyms that I go to, have gone to across the country. You go to an MMA gym, you spar guys standing up, and you end up doing a lot of dirty boxing is your practice. So,
Right.
you know.
So, and then you can't do any elbows in that, right?
No, you can.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, you know, in training, you know, we got to have the elbow pads on for training. But yeah, we do boxing, upper body striking. So spinning back fist, Superman punches, elbows, all legal. And then ground and pound to a knocked down opponent. So if you hit them with a strike and they go down, if you push them over and they go down, they need to reset the action. So the refs are still learning as we're all, you know, creating this new sport. It's got a lot of buzz. Yeah. Gets people
excited.
excited.
It was cool watching Caceres train for that and everything. So yeah, I just was interested in the rules and everything. So what is it? It's not like a time like where they're down. It's not like karate combat, like they get 5 seconds to let off on.
Right. No, not necessarily. The refs, like I said, we're still learning. We're not doing full, complete, like you can just ground and pound and ground and pound and ground and pound. So it's standing ground and pound. The guys have to be, you can't really be knee on belly. You can't be full mount position. You have to be on your feet trying to strike to, you know, either the body or the head.
They're going to call it, yeah.
And if the guy down below grabs wrestling or starts to try to work to his feet, then the action will reset. But you know, you got to get a holding position or pull the guy down off of his feet, pull him into like a half guard position, use some type of jujitsu to, you know, slow the action down, and then you can get back to your feet.
No, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah,
like,
thanks.
You know, it just gives the guys like opportunities, you know, like if something weird just with Bryan Battle, you know, he just got cut like right off the bat, and like, you know, for someone in that position, like, what are you going to do? Like, you know, in the meantime, or whatever, you're going to try to figure out your career. And then you have like an opportunity like that. And that's awesome. And then he gets another highlight, you know, and he's able to bring like a little bit more buzz to another promotion. So good for you guys, man.
I mean, that's a good point that you bring up, considering it happens in this game. Guys miss weight, and then they're fine. They get another fight. They get another booking. And then other guys miss weight and they get kicked out.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, when guys are making weight and someone misses weight, the guys who made weight have the right to be like, oh, man, what the heck? Like, why'd you miss? Or some of us get it. Some of us get that everything wasn't right in camp. Everything wasn't right in diet. Everything wasn't right going through the lead up. And I missed a couple steps. And I couldn't get those last couple pounds. It just didn't work for me. You know, what do you think about that with this game? And you're in the UFC, you're moving up top. Are you ever worried about, you know, your standing ground, or you just got to fight for it?
Yeah. You know, I always just try to do my best, like, of course, like to make weight, no matter what, you know, but I feel like with Bryan Battle's case, I'm not too sure like how many times he's missed weight, but like to get cut immediately because of that, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, you know, we're trying out here, you know, and like to take that away from someone, and not really give them anything else afterwards, or like, hey, you go do this, we'll take you back or whatever. So, you know, it's nice to see that there's, you know, other places out there that will take care of you and everything. So it's pretty cool.
I know that's right. I'm out here. I've been calling to get on the UFC White House card. I've been calling for that one. I want back in.
That'd be the one right there for sure.
Yeah, that'd be the one to get on there. Yeah, I'm looking to get something going, but you know, neither here nor there. That's still a while away. Did you see my last fight?
With Little Heathen. Yeah, no, I seen it, man. It's crazy. I think you do like very well. Like the one that really not surprised me, but like is the Michael Venom Page one. Because like if you see him in the UFC, you know, he just fought Jared Cannonier, you know, and he beat Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
And then for you to go out there and just kind of beat him down, and oh man, that was pretty crazy. So yeah, that's definitely your game, and for sure you're on top of it. So that, yeah.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. It's fun to do the hitting people with no gloves and getting hit with no gloves. They don't really like hitting my head. I have a big, strong head, I guess. Super proud of Michael Venom Page's skills and abilities to have shared the ring with him. He's a super talent. You know, we didn't see Jared Cannonier kicking at him. One leg kick could maybe change that aspect of that.
Yeah.
Venom Page didn't really use his legs either. Page didn't really kick Cannonier either, which was weird to me. Maybe he didn't want him to think about kicking. But, you know, so Page has had a lot of success in the UFC, and that just shows, like, with the divisions get mixed up. You know, Ian Gary took Page down and controlled him on the ground. You know, if everything goes right with you and Umar fighting in Abu Dhabi, it's tough. It's a little bit enemy territory. U.S. fighter going Abu Dhabi fight a Russian fighter. Is there anything you worried about from the Nurmagomedov camp? Or, you know, you're just going to fight your heart out, say all goes well, you beat this guy. What's the next step? Are you getting a title shot?
Yeah,
next?
no, I'm not really worried about those guys. You know, I'm usually pretty respectful unless you're like disrespect me, which I don't see that coming from them. And like, you know, those guys are always like rolling deep too. So it's just, you know, just try to keep myself under control there, because I don't want to get like my guys involved in anything that I start, or, you know what I mean? So, and we're in a different country, so who knows what could happen. But yeah, no, I don't see anything. You know, I think it's just two respectful camps going at it. Two of their best guys going at it. And I just expect an exciting fight, and it's going to be for that. I believe for that number one spot. You know, where Merab's already going to be fighting at the end of the year against Peter. So we'll see who the winner of that is, and then who the winner of this fight's going to be. And you know, like I've been saying in other interviews, I think I have like the chance to really shake up like the division. You know, otherwise, if Umar wins, he's going to rematch. You know, either Merab, or he's finally going to fight Peter. That's if Peter wins. And then you got Sandhagen coming back through. So I think I just have a chance to really shake things up. So I'm going out there with that in mind, and hopefully shake some things up there. Yeah.
Use it for real.
What was your reaction to Merab saying, hopefully everything goes right, you beat Umar, that you're the most deserving of that title
No,
shot?
I really appreciated that, because I think he sees like that. So if I beat Umar, that's a 9-fight win streak, and I feel like that's what Merab had to get to, a 9-fight win streak to get his title shot. So I think he sees that and he respects it, because I think he knows how hard it is, and you know, I think he sees himself in me a little bit, and you know, after this win, you know, hopefully he respects that and you know, gives me that opportunity, and then at that point it'll be the two guys with the longest win streaks in the division going at it for the belt, which to me, it seems right. It seems right for the belt. So, you know, we'll see. Like I said, I have that opportunity, and I'm looking to make the most of it.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, you should get next title shot if you beat Umar. And I think you're the American with the longest winning streak in the UFC. Do you know?
I mean, I'm not.
Because Americans haven't been doing like the best recently. We got no champs, but yeah, I think you have the longest win streak out of any American fighter.
And in this division, which is stacked, not only like from the top 15, but you have guys out there like Payton Talbott. You got Malcolm Wellmaker. You got a few guys like that outside the top 15, just waiting to get in. So it's pretty deep.
Now that you mentioned that earlier, guys, when you brought up Henry, I wanted to ask both your opinions, but Henry versus Payton Talbott, when that fight got announced, I was like, what? This is so random. It's like, whatever, cool. But what do you guys think about that fight?
I don't know. He should have fought someone in the top 15. There's plenty of guys, and I'm solely thinking about my teammates. You know, he could have fought Marcus McGee. He could have fought Kyler Phillips. He could have fought anyone in the top 15, but you know, he's going to fight Payton Talbott, which I think the only reason he's taking is because obviously Payton's like kind of he's coming up, and you know, there's a spotlight on him. So, and personally, I think that's a tough fight for Henry. That kid's pretty tough. So I don't see it going too well for Henry, if I'm being honest.
Interesting. Well, let me ask you this too, because there's a couple things I really wanted to ask you. But number one, well, not number one, but one of them, Patchy mixed. Did you break him?
Man,
What happened
I
there?
have no freaking clue. I was, you know, I got I got told I was going to be fighting him. I was like, okay, like this guy's legit. You know, this guy's coming to
Yeah,
choke.
tons of
Yeah.
hype, tons of
And I
hype.
go out there, and just like that first 1-2 right on the lips is just like, man, I feel like I can keep this up all night. And I'm just thinking like he's going to shoot this whole time. And I'm just throwing hands, and he just never shot. And then, you know, got the win, seeing that he was going to be fighting this other guy. I'm like, okay, you root for guys that you beat, you know, you want to, you root for them. And he goes out there,
You want your wins to
and he
age
looks
well.
exactly the same, dude. Exactly the same. And this guy that he fought came out like with the same combinations that I was throwing. Like I just gave out a blueprint. So yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from Patchy, to be honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. You know, I've always kind of said like, you know, PFL, Bellator, all these other leagues are good. They're good, but there's a lot of hardcore fans that try to always argue, like in a match, champ versus champ matchup, PFL versus UFC, Bellator versus UFC, it would be like 50-50. And I've always said absolutely not, because they said Patchy, you're talking about new blood in Bantamweight division. They brought him over here. He was supposed to be some next champ. Do you think he overlooked you? And like now he's just confused. And like where's the, you know, skill level from UFC to PFL, Bellator, and everything?
Well, going through that fight, you know, it just made me look at it a little bit differently. Like guys coming up through Bellator, like they don't have like those other guys to kind of look at, okay, I need to like prepare for like Merab, you know, when they're making their debut. Like that's what I got to shoot for. Like I just don't think that skill level's the same. And then also like, you know, Patchy on through the media was overlooking me. But every time we do our face-offs, we'd go to the back and he'd come up, hey man, respect. And I'm just like, all right, dude, like just keep that energy. You don't got to like fake it or anything, like, you know.
Pick one.
So, and I just knew like every time we did our face-offs, I would just look at him and I could just tell like that he just wasn't ready. You know, he just wasn't at the same level that I was as far as like getting into this fight, you know. So I could just sense that doubt in him. And then afterwards, like I said, we'd go in the back and he'd try to dap me up. Hey man, it's all respect. Like, I'm like, hey, we're going to do it Saturday. So whatever you want to say, well, it doesn't matter. So, but yeah.
That always, you know, sometimes I always think like, oh, I've thought this before. And then the guy gave me a good fight, or I thought this before, and then the guy was nothing, or, you know, do you get in your own head with that sometimes? Like, oh, he's talking to me before, he's just all this respect champ, or this or that, or I gotta think what I gotta think in order to make sure I do what I need to do to win on Saturday night. Like, does that stuff fluster you sometimes?
No, you could play that game all you want. You could be, you know, for the media and say, oh, this and that. And in the back, you could try to be my best friend. But I'm just picturing myself fighting you in the cage. And I know my intentions and I know your intentions. And so whether you're nice, whether you're, you know, mean. Being however you want to be, it doesn't change my mentality. I'm going out there to win. You know, if you want to be like my best friend or act like my best friend, that's on you. You know, I'm just thinking worst case scenario, like there's no ref, you're trying to kill me, and you can act like however you want to act, like whether you're lying, I don't know. But I'm going out there to fight, and that's it.
Do you have a military background
I
at all?
get that a lot. I don't know.
You seem very clean cut, very
Yeah,
upstanding.
everyone's has said that, and usually like I'm wearing like a green shirt or something when they ask or something, but no military background or anything like that. So that's funny. I don't even know
Ah,
where.
no, that's cool, man. It's just respect. You carry yourself, I guess, properly, and kudos to you for that,
Thank you.
man. I always do the same thing with my opponents. I end up saying some jokes about how their face looks, or, I try to roast them, or I say a little joke. I try to be a little funny. It's the entertainment business. And then we all get real hot and mad at each other, and then we start just cursing and shit. And then I'm ready. I'm ready to go. It doesn't matter whether we're friends or not. I would argue with my friends.
Right.
So I always give the same thing, and it's usually a few F-bombs, and then we're going to be fighting.
Yeah. My favorite one that you have is like where you go to shake their hand and they go to, thought you had a friend. That one always cracks me up because they always fall for it. It's just like, damn.
Classic. Instant classic. I'm happy to have produced that for
Yeah, I
the
remember when you
business.
first did that. I forgot who you were fighting, but I remember it might have been your debut, and then you still had like that mohawk thing going on.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was
Yeah. Hung you limb. Yeah, I did that. I recently did it to,
Yeah,
who the f- is that guy? I did it to him again. I went to shake his hand and hit him with the thought you had a friend,
Yeah.
boy. It wasn't as
no,
good.
you brought it back. I'm glad you brought it back. It was pretty funny. It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I could really get into it. Like I said, they would almost have to like, I guess, talk some smack to me and this and that. But even then, it's almost just like I don't even waste like my energy too much. And it depends, But yeah, I try not to get too crazy with it.
Sometimes I wish I could be the more quiet
Yeah.
type. I'm just not.
To each their own, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely props to you.
So I just got my ear to the ground when it comes to socials. I thought you won the fight, everything, but you got a lot of for the Aldo win. Like, do you feel like you've been disrespected by the fans, and like you're gonna have your moment where you win everyone over? Because it seems like you already kind of are with the Patchy mix thing. But then the Patchy mix thing, it's like, well, so did he suck? And this is what you're talking about. Like, you want your ex opponents to win to make your stuff look better, but like, it's not your fault. Like, how do you feel about that? And like the way fans treat you and the things they say, and how do you think you win them over?
I don't know. It's tough, because like a lot of these fans, they don't know anything, as far as like training, like what you go through, like what happens in camp, this and that, how you're feeling, So I don't know. I think I got like a pretty big opportunity coming up because like I guess like a lot of people don't like Umar too, which is kind of funny. So yeah,
exactly.
I got that opportunity to go out there and smoke this guy and get him back on my side. And then even a little bit after this Patchy fight, people started coming back back over. But I try not to let it bother me, because these fans, like in real life, like they're not like that. I ended up like kind of punking one in Jersey for that Patchy fight, and I almost got one like jumped by a crowd, to be honest, in the back there. He was just like,
Oh, you got to tell this story.
man. So we were gonna do our face-offs after the press conference, right? And I hear like this in the crowd, so Mario, and I look up and there's a dude wearing a jersey. It says number 11, so it's a basketball jersey. Number 11, clear. And he's grabbing his junk and he's just giving me like the fingers, yeah, and grabbing his junk. And I'm just looking at him like, what am I gonna do? I'm like 100 feet away from you. And so, we go to the back. I have a friend that's gonna pick me up. A couple friends are gonna pick me up, so we don't have to get on the shuttle to go back. That we just take the car and go back faster. Shuttle takes off. We're in the back.
Yeah.
And there's a parking garage and it's just fenced up. So these fans are behind it. They can't come through. They're like, Mario, can we get a picture? And I'm just like, no, like it's all good. You guys are probably just one of these guys exactly like that dude. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, dang, where is this guy? And I get on the phone with him and I look down the back alleyway where they let the cars come through, and there's a crowd. And that same dude, number 11, doing the same thing, but it's just a road between us.
Now you're
And so I start like, saying whatever, saying some slurs from the 90s, and then I and I tell those people that were behind the fence, I'm like, hey, if you guys are my fans, go. And that dude was just went from this, giving me the fingers to just straight faced. And I walked over there and I'm like, yeah, you're scared now. You're scared, huh? And I'm like, hold up. Like, and I kind of stopped him from jumping him. And yeah, that gave me an insight into how these guys really are. The dude got so scared. And like I said, I was saying some pretty.
You should have let him.
And it's probably
Should have, but you think about it, you like inciting I'm like inciting a riot, a mob. This dude could probably die. Hopefully not. But I'm glad I got to scare him a little bit. And hopefully he thinks twice about like talking crap.
He won't.
Well, that's kind of like a funny little analogy of like how the loudest make the most noise, and then you're sitting there. There were fans for you right there too. It's just the loud ones. It's the loud ones that stick out the most.
And like whoever his crew was around him that they were just with him, and I was like, that guy, number 11, up. Those guys like just backed away from him, and he's just there by himself, just like blank face. And I'm like, yeah, you're scared now, huh? And then, oh man, if I could have done it myself, I maybe I would have grabbed him a little bit, maybe not hurt him too bad, but.
I hear you. I was just saying to Matt here before you came on how, I have issues with things and you see things online and it never matters because you're the one in the arena. You're the one putting in the work. You're the one putting in the effort and the time and sacrificing all that you have to do to make sure that you can get in that ring and be ready to perform. And whether you win or lose, you got in and you committed and you did your job the best you could possibly do it. If it wasn't fit for you that day, you still did it. And all those naysayers are just naysayers. That's all they'll ever be. That's all they'll ever do is just talk on the outside. So even when you win, they'll make it sound like you did something wrong. Even when, and if you didn't win, they're just gonna continue with the hate, and it just never ever matters. It's so painful how it can get to you at all, but it's just you have to remember that you're doing what matters and you're working for the right reasons, and you always get in there and put on a performance.
No, that's definitely what I've learned. The experience, I guess, throughout this whole thing. And it's crazy, like the more you climb up these rankings, the more stuff you see on social media, this and that. So it's just something you got to deal with. And like I said, I'm pretty reserved guy anyway, and I just don't pay attention to it much. So it should be good.
Yeah, I got to get better at that, not paying attention to it. I just got to ignore it and just say whatever.
It is interesting, like, talking about what we were talking about. And Merab, dude, was kind of even when he was a champ. They were saying, like, oh, he was boring and all this. But then he beat up, like, when he carried Henry, pretty much all the leftover naysayers were like, okay, this guy's a gangster. And you're on the same exact trajectory here, Mario.
Yeah.
So
definitely have that opportunity.
Even still, as great as Merab is, I think that there's still people that have something negative to say.
For sure, there is. But
as great as he
down
is,
to nothing.
As great as Pereira is, as great as John has been, all these people, even the greatest, have some people have negative things to say about Muhammad Ali or Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Those are the greatest.
Yeah, I think it'll always be like that. So this is something definitely you just got to get used to and deal with and understand. Like it just doesn't even really mean anything. So
it's the best way. It doesn't mean anything. Best way to think about it.
Like, how big is it to you to have Merab's the most dominant champ we've seen in a long time? Does it mean more to like work towards fighting and defeating someone like Merab than it does to someone when the title's kind of switching hands every couple fights?
I think so, for sure. Because then you're for sure fighting like the best of the best, And he already has that win streak to prove it, and he's carried it on through like his championship reign. He's on this win streak. He's defending it. He's finishing people. He's winning hands down. So to go out there and beat someone like that, that definitely shows like. You are the best. So, I'm looking to get that opportunity for sure.
Yeah, I think it makes the whole division better.
Well, a big win over Umar would definitely show that, considering, you know, they went to decision. Umar had a busted hand. Merab got the decision, but, you know, if you were able to put a hurting on Umar, that would definitely show a lot of people.
Yeah. No, it'd be a big win, not only for myself, but like for my team and everything, because, you know, that's a good team. You know, that they don't mess around over there. They train hard and they do things right. So for me to represent my team, and I know we do things right, yeah, it'd be a big win for all of us over there. So I'm excited, man.
It's much respect, brother. Hope everything goes well as planned in your Umar fight. I know that's a very tough fight you are focused on, and a lot to look forward to. Hope to see big things from you in the future. Shout out everybody. Follow Mario Bautista.
Awesome, guys. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. This was pretty cool. So hopefully afterwards we could do another one of these. I'll wear the camo.
Yeah, take the winner's circle, brother.
Yeah, all dressed up, clean cut.
Yeah, right. Get the flag flowing in the background. Would love that.
We'll have to set it up.
United States,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
Cheers, brother. Shout out AZ, man. Shout out Mario Bautista. Thanks for coming
No
on,
problem,
brother.
guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Great to have you. All right, Matt.
I got to ask you one thing before we leave for recess. Dude, the new Love is Blind season, have you watched it?
I have not. Love is Blind, huh?
That's the one you always watch and told me
No,
about,
I
right?
watch Love Island. Love is Blind. My wife and mom probably watch that. It's where they talk in a room side
Yeah, where
by
they can't
side,
see each other. Yeah.
and they never see each other, and then they get together. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Well, okay.
All right. Well, cheers. We'll be back. Overdogs podcast will be right back after this. I like that. Yeah, let's go.
Trying to amp you up, dog.
Oh my gosh, man. So much to be hype about. Everybody's trying to fight me all the time. You know, when you want to keep yourself known in the center of the combat sports realm. Am I in the center? Am I somewhere at the top? What's the better place to be? You know, just wherever I'm at, I guess. Wherever you're at, you know, you got to make the most of it. We all do. So, you know, our next guest is actually a friend of mine. So, hopefully he comes on, and we'll see. Let's go. It'd be good to talk with him. Mac, what's up with the puppies you got over there? They growing up, the dogs?
Yeah, they're getting pretty big. Yeah, they're big, dude. I don't think they're going to be as big as, like, the big boy, but, yeah, they're big, 2 girls, so we'll see.
I gotta look at Love is Blind tonight, apparently.
Well, I mean, dude, the only reason I started watching it is because you were telling me about Love Island, and then my girlfriend said, well, there's this new show, Love is Blind, and then that's why I thought it was the one, but she started making me watch it. And to me, it's like a psychological study, dude. It's like these idiots. Like, these people are stupid, dude. And, like, just trying to guess who's going to work out and who's not is kind of fun. It's like gambling, kind of. But, like, it's interesting,
the
dude.
study. We're in the study. We're a part of the study. Right?
It's
so
all-
when you watch it, it sees how you react to it.
Yeah. Well,
So-
dude, some of the people, like this one dude on there, he's like, so he's Asian, right? And he starts every conversation by saying, like, okay, so look, we're not supposed to say this, but I never get no play because I'm Asian. Like,
That's how it starts.
yeah, dude, it's baffling. But then anyway, so he's like a cool guy, dude. It seems like on the show. And then now my girlfriend showed me a TikTok of him from the last like month, and now he's like TikTok famous, doing all these. It's bizarre the way those shows change you. But anyway, can't wait to get through it so I can start some other show. There's got to be something good out there. Did you see? Well, no good news from Detroit in sports. You saw last night?
I saw little stories here and there. They said that the refs was playing for the Chiefs.
I would say so. I mean,
They took a whole touchdown away.
Montgomery took the snap. Goff ran off, and he hit Goff with it, and Goff fumbled it, caught it, ran in, and yeah, they said touchdown. Then they all met up and said, you know what, never mind. They're playing the Chiefs. No touchdown. I don't know, dude. It's bizarre. It's a weird NFL season. And then Detroit Tigers got kicked out of the MLB playoffs, but you know.
Look, check this out in sports. Yeah. All right. You see that picture behind me? Mm-hmm. Right there.
Oh, that's bad as Are you actually going to train in those, or are those just to hang on your wall?
People put this in, and I'll probably use them. They're 12 ounces, though. Little bag gloves.
Oh, dude, you were spitting out.
Or something.
You look like a dragon when you're doing that, dude. Like, it looks badass as bro.
In the hut, talk about I got coochie lips. My period, I spit it out in the fight. What else you want me to do?
Is that what he meant by that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not even a good diss, bro. It's like frustrating because it's not even a good diss.
It's annoying, bro.
Like, you're gonna talk.
Fuck that, bro. I won. I keep winning. Come on. Like, do it. I just keep winning. It's so annoying. I'm gonna keep winning, bro. I'll be giving the hands like a Chinese martial arts movie, dog. I'm the main character in that 6-0 bare knuckle. I'm not Chinese. I'm American. You know.
Dude, it is funny to me ever since, like, you've always said this, but you talk about how you learned how to fucking punch bare knuckle, and every time you talk about it, you go up to level 10 because you'll be like, well, you just squeeze, and now especially this fight, I'm watching you punch, dude. You can see how clenched your fists are. Like, they don't fucking budge, dude. Really? There's none of this like pawing. It's just fucking hammers, bro. And I've noticed, like, you clearly do. You can tell you do it different than everyone else.
I be opening a little bit. I do a little parry.
A little Mike Perry. Dude, I was knocking people out with you on UFC 5 the other day.
Let's go.
I hate that game.
I'm on there, bro.
I just stand and bang.
I got the hands. I'm on.
Did you play? Because you're more Call of Duty. What about Battlefield 6? You cracked into that yet? Been busy.
I played a little bit of Battlefield 6. Call of Duty been fun during October, Halloween time. The zombies is out. When the war's on, it's fun. We can get little kills here and there. It's good. It's fun.
Dude, if you get Battlefield 6, we got to rock that together. I am a human shield at Call of Duty, but I'm good at Battlefield.
I do got it. It's like you got to send like your EA number. It's like a screen. I be screenshotting the EA number and then sending it.
All that cross-platform is so annoying.
Yeah.
Well, what's something maybe you haven't told us you're excited about? It could be something like you got a new toothbrush. Like, I don't know. But something Mike Perry's pumped about, bro.
Kids in school. Oh, well, I gotta, wake up early. I gotta rest too. Sometimes I get some rest. I do get my rest in. But I gotta get workouts in. I gotta go facilitate things. So just make sure everything goes to the right places. I know a lot of that's going to be happening. Oh, I forgot to call someone. Forgot. Just thought about that. And then,
well, what's one thing? So after you get through the buildup of a fight, dude, and
my dog ain't coming, bro. He ain't coming, bro. So we.
Well, I got two questions. We can wait for him for two questions. What's the number one thing after going through a long fight camp, and then not back and forth fight, but bare knuckle fight? It's got to be like, obviously you got to let stress off after. Like, what's the number one thing or one thing you buy yourself or like treat yourself with after? Nothing special.
Can I take a bag and buy another bag with more bags in it? Can I take a bag and buy another bag with more bags in it?
What was the first thing you ate?
Man. You know, you can't eat too much of something. Like, I don't want to turn into a cheesecake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't be a cheesecake dog, but I like some cheesecake and ice cream. But now I'm not going to do that. I want to do some push-ups and work out. And, you know, I ran with the dog a little bit, slowly. Running with, like, you know, it's tight right now. Legs is tight. Back is tight. Just gotta move slow or move carefully, and you know, stay strong. Like, I don't have to prove nothing, cause at any time one of these, it's there. So I don't need nothing to prove, and it's like I want to make dollars. Like, if I got down and did push-ups. If I did push-ups, maybe I'll make a few dollars sometime. And then, you know, so I'll just do a bunch of push-ups and figure out what I'm going to do next. We got to eat steak and greens. That should make you strong, too. You got to eat the good foods, the strong foods. I need to do some legs, some stretching, you know, and then go live some life. We got plans coming soon. I might be going somewhere. Oh, look. Look who it is.
Look at the cat crowd in.
Hey, man, that's top UFC prospect right there. Coming up, no days off over there with newborn Chris Alvidrez, the main character of the UFC now. Taking over, but obviously he knows he's got a lot of work to do. You know, Chris, what does the UFC welterweight division look like to you, and how do you want to approach it?
Looks like it's gonna be a while, probably until I get back in there. So by then, I think it'll be a perfect time for me just to run through everybody, come with a full train, not stopping. But bro, I got a lot of doctors to see tomorrow. My knee is a little messed up right now, so I'm just worried about getting recovered, bro. At this time, this moment, the welterweight division will be there, and they'll be gone when I get there. That makes sense.
Good thing you kicked the door down while you could.
That.
Yeah.
I like how you said that. So obviously you got to work a lot on recovery, health, keeping yourself fit and strong and healthy outside of the ring. You know what? What do you like to eat? Living out there in Miami, and to keep yourself fit and strong for your next day of training.
Well, Samantha be cooking it up.
Oh yeah.
She'll be whipping it up. I don't really gotta do much worrying about my eating. I just have meals cooked for me every day. My girl takes care of everything. But what's his name?
Mac.
Mac was good, Mac.
Yeah.
I didn't meet you before.
Yeah, Karate Combat.
For real?
Yeah, because when I seen you on Contender Series, I was like, oh, bro. Like, he's here. There it is. Dude,
Yeah,
so
dog.
pumped for you, man. Let me just start. I'll start with this, bro. How did you feel? I mean, obviously good, but like you just busted down. You were a big underdog. People were kind of sleeping on you in that fight. You went out there and smoked the dude.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I had nothing to worry about like, in my mind about this dude. Just looking at him, yeah, he was scary and everything, but we seen his footage and fighting. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you look, bro.
Yeah.
Just the way you fight. From watching you, I seen those videos from him from Africa hitting the bag. I know it was just from him just when he just started fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was a lot younger, but that just showed me where he started from, and I was like, how much can you change after all these years,
Yeah.
He still was standing. He had a horrible fight stance. He was very just one-dimensional. Only left hand, left kicks. So it wasn't. I know he can get better, bro, but I don't know. Just seeing your footage when he first started, just how bad it looked. Kind of like how, I guess Jake Paul got way better from when he first started.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know.
What is he trying to say, bro? What is he trying to say, Chris?
I guess it's not for everybody, bro. But I don't know. That's my motivation. I was like, this guy. I don't give a smash this guy. I mean, Yeah, a lot held you back from your fight, Mike. I was way
You know,
heavier and everything.
it's all
But
good as long as we're here to continue to fight on and live strong. Be healthy and do what we can to help
yeah,
those
bro.
around us. Then we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, but this dude was scary looking. I was a big underdog.
You moved really well. You were so smooth and swift and fast, and you had a lot of length in your arms and legs. Is that
I guess.
is that a
Yeah.
style that you worked with?
Yeah, I guess people think I'm small too. Like I'm pretty big from the welterweight division. If you watch the fight and see us next to each other, I was like not as big, but I mean, I'm like not as like cut up like he was. But I think I was bigger at the. I was a lot longer. We're the same length. He was just built. He's just African, bro. Built like a machine.
Well, we
It
see
was
that
crazy.
a lot, dude. When someone's just jacked
You
as
did well.
and it's like they're pitched as just that. Like they're built like an action figure. Look at them. And then there was like that Brazilian dude, I think 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was on the same. I don't remember. But he fought that Polish judo guy. And the Polish judo guy kind of got a more like basic build. And he went out there and first punch he threw, slept him, dude. This happens all the time. And I saw that and I was like, Alvidrez is going to take this guy out for sure.
Yeah, but when he first walked in the cage, I seen his veins coming out of his cap. So I was like, oh shit. I looked away. I was like, nah, this is crazy looking. But I didn't want to let it get to me, you know. I was like, that. Hey, you just kind of keep reminding yourself, bro, when you're in there, like, we're human, homie. It's the same. We're the same.
Now
What's-
that you're in, you said that you
go ahead.
have. Is there anything you can tell us about your recovery window? And then, like, is there any names? Like, what's your planned trajectory in the UFC?
Dude, I do want to be a champion. I've always told myself I'm gonna be a champion. Hey, but I mean, you know how it is, bro. You can't really make no decisions for yourself. These guys are gonna pick the fights. They're gonna send you the fights, and you just gotta take them. In reality, you know, I can say I want this fight, that fight. Just whoever. I mean, any fight I fight is gonna be huge. I think, you know, and whether it's an underdog or it's someone like. Whether it's someone like my last fight or I'm the overdog, just whoever it is gonna get knocked out and it's gonna go viral and it's gonna just shoot me again to the next level.
Hell
Like this one fight got me pretty good, got me pretty good views and everything. Like I think my name is pretty much it's up there now. You know, so I'm walking around my parking lot, my building, bro. It's like 3 people in a row came up to me. I had no idea who they were. Like, hey, good fight. Hey, good fight.
Yeah.
It's like, I can see it in different ways. Like, 1 more fight, 2 more fights. I don't know. Maybe even a chance in the top 10 after that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I see. I think I have that personality. I have that it factor where 2, 3, 4 fights, I'm gonna be up there, and you know, no one's gonna be able to stop me, bro.
Like, I'm not trying to disparage Neil Magny, but it's like you're 2-3 fights away from fighting Neil Magny, and you're right there. Top 10, dude.
Well, I need to start studying these names and these people because honestly, I don't know none of them. I just see some of the main ones. Like, I still don't even know their name. Who's a champion? I just know Jack.
Jack, yeah, JDM, welterweight. What does welterweight look like? Oh, I'll look it up real quick.
Dude, yeah, like I don't even know these guys' names. The other guy is Gary. Ian Gary.
Gary, yep. Okay, we got. I'll do top
Me and
10.
Gary was cracking.
Yeah. Bilal Muhammad, so JDM, Bilal Muhammad, Sean Brady, Shavkat, Leon Edwards, Kamara
Shavkat,
Usman,
crazy.
Ian Machado Gary, Joaquin Buckley, Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, Colby Covington. How is he in there? But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Kobe Covington, huh? It's crazy. So the other guy Buckley that's another hitter, monster.
Yeah. There's a few up there. Yeah, yeah.
Buckley's a good. I mean, he's up there. He's had a lot of UFC fights, and
Yeah, he's an animal too.
yeah.
But that's it.
But there's lots of good fights there. And you said
There's lots of good fights.
Ian Gary's got some of the best trajectory definitely in the welterweight division, with beating Michael Venom Page, and Michael Venom Page just beat Cannonier, so that was pretty wild.
You up Mike on Page.
Yep.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, dog. And I won that.
Good people.
I won that shit. That shit was tight. So, and we did it from our own belt. I made the belt up, and that fight deserved that. So that's how we fight every time, man. We just have fun with it and put on a show. Like it means a lot to us, and well, I know I do that, and I see that when you fight, man. You put a lot of passion to it. You got a great team over there at the Goche, man. And do you get some of your best work from that Pakistani fighter from Karate Combat? How do you say his name? I don't know how to say his name.
Shazab Reem, the king, he calls himself.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, man.
He's a lot lighter than me though. He fights at 145, but 155 I think in MMA, 150 in Karate Combat. But I think he's giving me a lot of good work for this fight camp, especially because the dude is left-handed. He had left kick, left punch, and Shazab throws everything from his left as well. So there was a lot of guys that played a big part, but I used him a lot. Him and what's his name, Alves. Alves, another fast guy from Karate Combat, was at our gym.
Did you ever spar with Lombard? Did you ever work with Lombard? Hector Lombard?
Nah, he never came around when I was there. He's an animal too, little crazy guy, huh?
You mean Rafael Alves?
Yeah, Rafael Alvarez and Shazay were like I would use them for like the speed, because they would switch stances fast, and then they would come at me with the left real well. So I was using them for the speed, and then I would have I had two other guys that were amateurs, honestly, Lucas, and his name's Buddha, another guy, but they were heavier 185ers. So I would use them back to back as well, just for the size and the weight. So I had 4 good guys. I would just rotate, sometimes all of them in one day, just 1 round each. You know, they were like king of the hill, like they would, just for sparring, hard sparring for me, switch up with them.
So you fought on a Tuesday. Was it different fighting on a Tuesday?
Nah, because my last fight before that was on a Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
When I fought Killcliff.
Okay.
So I kind of got it mapped out where like I would start the weight cut on a Wednesday, or like Thursday, and then it would fly into the weekend, and then I would fight right there on a Wednesday or Monday. I had like a little feel for it before, so it was cool to map it out like that.
That's what's
and
up.
then especially in Vegas, after I was with McElveen and Page too, after the fight, he's a pretty big dude, huh?
Yeah, he's been killing it. He's doing good out there, man. I'm happy to see it.
He fights at 70 too?
He
does 85 too. He dabbles 85.
I told him let's train. He said he lives in Aventura, his parents or something, and that's like down the street. So hopefully we can get him in the gym. McElveen and Page, come through if you're seeing this.
Yeah, down there in
Need
Miami.
some work, brother. It'd be cool to work with you.
That'd be dope.
His styles and mine are kind of not the same, but like I know I could learn a lot from him.
Yeah.
Or at least his footwork and his little karate stuff.
Well, that's good, Chris. I mean, so all the division looks opened up, and you're getting to do. On the outside of the ring, you got to put things in place for the continued elevation, and you just keep growing your name. And like another video you had, you went viral for sparring Alex Pereira, and that was a popular one, and people started talking a lot about you after seeing that. Why do you think there was like an issue with that video, or some people was hating? They made hate videos off of it.
Yeah, because me being who I am, just after the sparring, just I was like, yo, Speed Beast power. I was like, the bro got a lot of power, but Speed Beast power are just, because they were like, right after the sparring, they were like, Chris, how you feel? And then I just like, fuck it. I just shot it out there. So this dude made a video about it, saying, Alex ain't even trying or whatever. But yeah, he wasn't trying. We both weren't trying. It was like a good, like, I say like 60-40. He was probably going, I guess. But it was, I'm fighting a dude that's 205 that has a knockout power from hell. Of course, I'm going to be moving around, trying to stay away. And that's how I fight. That's really how I fight anyways.
Right. Gotta fight smart.
But I didn't let, I know it's Alex, but like I didn't let it like get to me. I was just like you know, we're sparring. If he wanted to bring it harder, I was ready for it. But he did call me against the wall when I hit him with that little combo. He called me up to the wall, and you know, I threw a little fake blah 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 overhand, and then I went into the wall after, and he even got me back with a little uppercut too. So you know, it was all good, and it was all good after sparring too. We talked, shook hands. It was like there's no issues, but yeah, that guy, I'm happy as hell that guy made that video because that's ultimately what got me into the Contender Series. Because I was sitting right there after the fight with Sean Shelby at Aljamain Sterling's wedding, and me and him had a conversation, and then Jamal Hill brought up Alex Pereira after a little while later, and then I popped up the video. I was like, "Look, check it." I was like, "Look, me and Alex Pereira sparred." And then Sean Shelby's like, "You know what, right there?" He's like, "That right there is that video that got you into the Contender Series, whether you know or not." He's like, "This one right here. It's not Jamie Foxx. It's not Ghost Shed. It's this video
It's
right
all
here."
of
You
it,
sparring.
though. It's all good. It's all
It's all
Sick
good,
positive.
dog.
story.
You're doing your thing, man. And yeah, you had an amazing story on Contender Series. I got to watch it that night. It was nice to be able to see it like all play out like that. And
That was dope. Wow.
yeah,
They see me in the back. I was all emotional and shit. Like, Mom, we made it. Mama, we made it. This shit was crazy.
before you fought or after or
That was right before I
right.
fought. I had a moment to myself. Like, if Coach explained to it at our party we had the other day, because we had like the UFC came to record at the gym and shit.
Yeah.
And Coach is like, "This is the third time I seen a fighter cry in the background in the back room before his fight, and they all got knocked out. They all knocked their opponent out. They're all undefeated, like that." But like I just was proud of myself, bro. Before I even entered the fight, I was just proud of myself where I am in life and how far I came. I just started had like a little. It finally hit me, you know. It never really hit me until that moment when I was about to walk out, and knowing that this is the night. That might change my life forever, you know.
That's
So
cool, man. That's so
it was
cool.
dope, bro. I don't know if you ever had one of those, Mike. You've been in the UFC for your whole life, but me, I'm 28, bro, and coming from Pedro, I barely started at 19. You know, like it was like I didn't know this was ever gonna be possible in a way, you know.
Wow.
If I would have never moved out here, this probably would never happen, bro. Like if I would have just stayed in Pijo, and like who knows, you know. Me making that leap of faith, coming out here with 100, like less than $100 to my name, living in the ghost shed.
It's that
I mean,
training
it
though.
was
You
that
get
much
that
more.
training in.
Yeah, dog. And then first round knockouts in a row. I was super proud of myself. And then I'm good, right? I'm walking out, and I look up again. I see that movie and the walkout. I'm like, oh, wow, this got crazy.
But
Ah,
that's
It's like
shit that
crying a
makes
little
that
more.
show so dope, though. Like, bro, it does show us your stories, and like we know how much it means to you, you know. And I think it's admirable, dude. And also, like a badass that starts crying, like, dude, don't that guy. Like, you know, the guy that can fight and he's crying. That's a bad idea. It's not crying because he's a bitch, bro. He's feeling some type of way, you know.
Yeah. But then I had to check myself because one time I fought, I don't know, my Mike Perry, you fight with a lot of emotions or like anger or just happy thoughts, you know? Everyone's different. Some people had to turn themselves up, turn to like a, you know, think about the streets or somebody. I used to do that when I was amateur because I would have all my homies at my fights, like, get that info, talk shit all over my ear, like, for, like trying to hype me up before a street fight, you know? And that shit would make my fight go bad. Like, I'll go out there all ego, just swinging, trying to knock the dude out. I would still do good, but like, I knew in my heart I was
yeah, but
fighting
now
like
you have
soccer.
training and you have discipline and you have respect for yourself and respect for the people vicinity around you. And you know, we have to be safe out here because people will want to take it away as quickly or as long as it took us to grab it. Get a hold of it. You
Exactly.
got to maintain a hold of it and keep that positive elevation. So I like to think everything.
Yeah. Just had to check myself before I walked out. Like, all right, relax. Enough emotions, bro. Usa, you
It's
know?
cool, man. You can never enjoy it too much in life, but sometimes it'll hit you. You get some peace for a second. It's nice out here. You know, we just keep it rolling and moving on a day at a time. And we're thankful for having you come on and talk with us, you know, about where you want to go in the UFC and how you got there and you know, how you're
Yeah.
excited about the road ahead. So, please let everyone know like who you are and why you do what you do, and when we can see you next.
Well, you already know who it is. It's Chris Alvidrez. And, man, the welterweight division, you're lucky that I'm about to take some time off. This is kind of like me announcing it, I guess. But the comeback's going to be real. Don't blink, man. Time is quick. It happens, and I come right back, pop in the scene, and take over, man.
All right, brother.
I'm just blessed to be here, bro. Just blessed to be here. Regardless, I'm in the UFC now. Just got to get healed up and come back strong.
Let me ask one last question. What advice would you give? Because I see some Contender Series fights where I'm like, this guy shouldn't even taken it. If that's going to be your game plan, you're going to try to like just write out a decision. Bro, you were built for Contender Series. What advice would you give people that are going to show up on Contender Series tonight and then for the next season next year?
And just go out there and fight to get the win. You feel me? Yeah, you want to go out there and impress everybody. If you're that guy you say you are, just go out there and fight how you fight. Don't try to go out there and impress nobody. Just the people that really go out there and look for the knockouts, I think, end up getting knocked out most of the time. So just go out there and fight. Don't be first. Just be you. I was being first. I let the guy wear himself out first. Collect data. Like make a venom page, to connect the strings, he said. And then find your knockout. Don't just go out there and lay yourself on the line and fall short. You have once in a lifetime chance. The rule is usually always people say be first when you're fighting the contender. Don't be first. Just collect the data and find your knockout. Be precise.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, man. Love to hear it. All good times, good things. We'll keep being precise. Thanks for coming on, Chris. It was good to see you.
Love, bro. Hope all is well. Hope the fans is all good.
Cheers,
you guys
brother.
Take care.
Thank you.
Peace, brother.
Love, brother. All right.
All right, man. Peace out, brother.
Good shit, man.
Yeah, that's my dog, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's my dog.
He's cool, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Chris, cool guy, man. There was another one. You a dog as well, brother. You my dog too, Mac Malley. Good to see you. Good to chat with you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Another one in the books for Overdogs podcast. We didn't do the conspiracy theories with Chris. He's a pretty positive guy.
Yeah. The funny one was Gamrot too. He didn't understand a fucking one.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was
not a single one. He's like the Twin Tower. Oh, those two. It's like, yeah, okay.
Nah, that was rough.
It is what it is. But Mike, you want to lead us out of here, brother?
Sure. Why not? Thanks.
I can do it. I'll do it this time.
Well, let me say real quick before you close it. You can close it.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Good to see you. Thanks for being here with us. We appreciate you if you are. If you're not, I'm still a winner in bare knuckle fighting. Undefeated.
The king. The real king of violence. With that said, hit that subscribe. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week.